Pride Pregame Show on the Greensboro College Sports Network. He's Stephen Whitenhouse. I'm Kendrick Fruits. We're excited to get you started. Greensboro College men's basketball today. They're taking on Southern Virginia in game number 3 of their conference slate. 1-1 last week to start their conference action, coming off a loss on the road against North Carolina Wesleyan, Stephen. And I'm just going to jump into the pressing question that I had after looking at last week. This is a team that came into conference play averaging 82 points per game. Didn't even get to 65 in either of the 2 games last week. Are you concerned?
A little bit, just because of the injuries that we have. We've got some injuries that some guys are going to be able to be back soon. Some guys may not. And so I think, Coach McDuffie's right now trying to mix and match with the guys he has healthy. He's had a lot of guys out the last couple of games. They had Christmas break, which was good, but then when they came back, they added some more to the injury list. And so it's been tough when it comes to injuries. And we were really hoping that, that break would help. And it did in a sense, but then right after break, you added, 3 more to the injury list. So it's been pretty tough. So, yeah, I mean, it's not indicative of, the talent on the team as a whole. I think it's more indicative of the injuries that they've dealt with. And so, they're just going to have to, get more production out of some of the guys who maybe you didn't think were going to have to score a ton of points earlier this year. But, good teams are going to be able to find those guys. So we're going to, this team's going to be tested, tonight and then throughout the conference season. Who can step up? Who can be, a guy that maybe we weren't looking at earlier in the year, but maybe they can step up in the conference season and help Greensboro in terms of getting in the tournament.
Well, we said last week it kind of felt like it was a different person every game that jumped out and contributed. Last week it was Yariel Chudger Benitez with a career high, 17 points, against William Peace. And, we talked about the fact that Dwight Vincent seemed to have found his stroke from beyond the arc. You bring Yariel into the mix, and obviously it doesn't completely make up for the fact that they're getting bit by the injury bug right now. But when you get some of those freshmen stepping up, maybe a little bit ahead of schedule, it certainly doesn't hurt.
For sure. Yariel, hopefully is going to be one of those guys that does step up on a consistent basis because we're going to need him. Him and Will are going to really need to step up at the guard position. DJ Jackson has been, when he's been healthy this year, he's been outstanding, leading the team in scoring. So we need him to stay healthy as well. But, one of the things you talk about with shooting, hopefully it's just a blip on the radar. But, last game against NC Wesleyan, they shot really bad from behind the arc. So hopefully that's going to change back tonight, especially with a guy like Dwight who can shoot it. As well as Yariel, he shot well a couple games ago when they got that victory over William Peace. So they're going to have to shoot the ball better for sure, and it's going to come down to those guards that are going to have to do it.
Stephen, you and I have been talking about kind of the revolving door underneath the basket. Who is going to be that big guy? Recently, we've started to see Coach McDuffie put a little bit more faith in and get some results from E.J. Sutton.
Sure, and, he was talking off camera the other day. He trusts E.J. He's a young guy, but Coach McDuffie, has gained trust in EJ to be on the floor a lot. He was on the floor a lot against NC Wesleyan. And some of that has to do with just, the injuries and inconsistencies that have, been in our front court. But EJ hopefully is going to be another guy we talked about, that can step up in the front court because we're dealing with injuries right now. And so hopefully we get Zephaniah Jones, back soon because I really think he could be an X factor down there. He really impressed me in that Elon game, and of course he, got hurt right after break. So hopefully he'll be back soon. And then of course we talk about Jeremiah Howard as well. Hopefully he can get on the right track.
Absolutely. Thinking back to Southern Virginia last year, they seemed to have Greensboro's number during the course of the regular season. The Pride gave them a run in the USA South tournament in the first round, ultimately losing 80-77, the final score, and obviously had a chance to win it there at the end. And then you think about this year's SVU team. There's one stat that speaks to the contrary, and we'll hit that in a minute. But a lot of the other stats, when you look at the Southern Virginia team, not that far off from Greensboro. And you think maybe coupled with the way last season ended and just some of the numbers this year, this could be a tighter game than the records indicate.
For sure, and I think it's going to be different just because there's been so much turnover on Greensboro's roster for sure. But you look at Southern Virginia as well, top seed last year in the tournament. But they haven't really been looked at, I don't think, as a favorite. Certainly, a top 3 to 4 team, but, Pfeiffer and NC Wesleyan have kind of been looked at as those top 2 teams. So yeah, the differences between that game and now they're a lot. And so Greensboro's got a whole different roster than they did last year. And like you said, the numbers say that this game should be pretty even. So we'll have to see. Again, we talk. Those numbers. They span through the whole season. But where Greensboro's at now, dealing with some injuries, those numbers may not be fully indicative of what we might see tonight. But we need some guys to step up, especially in that scoring aspect. To be honest, outside of the last couple minutes of that first half against NC Wesleyan, last few games Greensboro's defense has gotten better. But we've got to put the ball in the basket. So that's going to be key tonight.
Yeah, they were down. What was it, I think 4 at the under 4 timeout, and then Wesleyan went on a 13-0 run to end the first half and kind of put that one away. Going back to Southern Virginia, the one number that maybe speaks to the contrary of that maybe gives you a little bit of cause for concern. This is a Knights team shooting 49% from the floor this year. Very, very good shooting team. Greensboro's had a tough time this year defending on the floor.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be a big focus, I'm sure, with Coach McDuffie. They're going to have to defend well tonight. And so that's why I say, the numbers might say that this game should be even, but I think where Greensboro's roster is at now with all their injuries, they're really going to have to step up to win this game. SVU is a good team. Obviously, you talked about they're a good, offensive team. And Greensboro, up until the last couple of games, has struggled defensively. So we'll see how they come out tonight.
Absolutely. Well, a couple extra features here for you in the pregame show. We'll show you the recap of last week's win against William Peace. We'll hear the postgame thoughts of Yariel Chudger Benitez as we continue to get you set for tip-off tonight. It's the Knights, it's the Pride, and it's coming up on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
Jones picks up his dribble in the lane, now sends this one back outside to Kearney. 3-ball coming, and that's good. Ryan Lomanak, the junior from Columbia, South Carolina, makes it 8-0 Pacers. Now to Vincent. Dwight Vincent, right-hand side of the lane. The scoop and the score and the foul. Dwight Vincent through contact. Greensboro's cut it to 4. Jackson trying to work off the screen, kicks it out to Gray. Gray in the left wing, pulls up 3-ball. Good, give it to him. Will Gray for 3. Greensboro is hit for the first time from downtown. They take an 11-9 lead. Tipped but saved by Caruso. Corner 3, Cathcart, that's good. Elijah Cathcart, the sophomore, for 3. William Peace's lead is 3 at 18-15. 5.5 to go in the first half. Driving left-hand side, picks up the dribble. 3-ball. That's good. Give it to him. Yariel Chudgar Benitez. Gray with a floater from straight on. Tip no good. And it goes the other way. Long throw up ahead to Hodgson. 3 seconds left. Hodgson lays it in. And Greensboro can do nothing with the remaining 2 ticks. So you said you want to avoid that late flurry from William Peace, and they still kind of got it. Pass into the lane to Jackson. Now to Chudgar Benitez. 3-ball. Give it to him. Yariel Chudgar Benitez, his second 3 of the game. Greensboro now trails by 4. Greensboro with it. It's Vincent pulling up 3-ball. Give it to him. Dwight Vincent for 3. He's 2 out of 3 today from deep. Greensboro cuts it down to 2. To Lomanak, taken away by Gray. Gray working right-hand side of the lane. Elevates and the jam. Well, it took Will Gray a couple of tries tonight, but finally flushes it home. And the Greensboro lead is 45-44. Vincent in the right wing, now up top to Gray, slings it across Chudgar Benitez. 3-ball, give it to him! Yariel Chudgar Benitez, 3 of 6 from deep. And Greensboro's lead is 4. That is their largest lead of the game. Jackson wants to hand it off to Chudgar Benitez, then kind of sets the screen. Chudgar Benitez gets a little separation, left-hand side of the lane, and floats it in, 52-48. Separating one of these teams from a conference win. Jackson driving the middle of the lane, finger roll good. DJ Jackson, big time for his 17th point of the game, and it's a 5-point advantage for Greensboro. Johnson wanting to run, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, driving the lane, layup no good, no foul, and that will do it. Greensboro College starts conference play with a victory against William Peace for the second year in a row. 64-59 the final score.
Well, men's basketball starts conference play 1-0 thanks to a 64-59 win over William Peace today. A large part of that in thanks to Yariel Chudgar Benitez. Yariel, 17 points today. Talk to me a little bit about what was working for you.
I would say my teammates getting me open, driving and kicking the ball. Like Coach emphasized a lot on attacking the elbows, and with that I was able to get a lot of open shots at the end.
Kind of different for you guys, a lower scoring game today. We've seen a lot of high scoring marathons with you guys. Talk a little bit about the change in mentality to play in a game like this.
I think the mentality was defense, honing in on our defensive principles and our coverages and stuff. I think that's what got us this win right here. Even though there's a lot of actions that they have, it all starts with our defense, which translated to offense.
William Peace had the lead for a large portion of today's game. You guys took the lead about midway through the second half. Talk about some of the conversations you guys were having as you were able to start inching closer and then take the lead.
He emphasized on having our hands active. So being active, putting more pressure on the ball, making sure they're uncomfortable with running their sets. And then that led to turnover, steals, which gave us the momentum and led us to win.
How important was it to start the conference play 1-0?
Really important. Shows a lot of teams that we are legit, like we're not to be messed around, and yeah, we can play.
Yariel, congrats on the win. Congrats on the big day for you, and we wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you so much.
Greensboro 1-0 thanks to a win today against the Pacers. And we welcome you inside Haynes Gym as we get you set for Greensboro College men's basketball as the Pride take on the Knights of Southern Virginia today on the Greensboro College Sports Network. We got a treat for you here. It's a three-person crew tonight. I'm Kendrick Fruits. I'm joined by men's soccer coach Jake Weinshank. I'm joined by Jay Sean Ayala, my producer. And again, fellas, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here tonight. And I think we should be in for a fun one this evening.
Yeah, we should be in for a fun one this evening. A good shooting team, a very clean team in Southern Virginia. So we're going to have to expect the Pride to play great defense and be smart, limit turnover as much as possible with a team as good as offense as Southern Virginia.
Well, Coach, I hate to bring this up, possibly a sore spot from your season this past year, but injuries have been biting this basketball team for Greensboro College right now. And, you know, you hope over Christmas break it's a chance for your team to get healthy, but wasn't the case for these guys. They're still dealing with injuries.
Yeah, when you get hit by the injury bug in any sport, it can be a tough situation. You're trying to get guys back in the lineup, trying to get them reintegrated with the team. So hopefully we can see more guys participating, but yeah, that's always an issue for teams.
Well, coming off of a loss 77-62 against North Carolina Wesleyan on Saturday, and guys, got to ask you, this is a team that came into conference play averaging 82 points per game. They've not hit 65 in their first two conference games. Are we concerned?
I mean, still early on in USA South play, you know, there's still a lot of room for improvement. The good out-of-conference offense from the Pride, you know, kind of set a higher expectation going into conference play as we talked about earlier in the season, but I don't think it's something to be worried about. They'll get a good matchup, a good team that they match up well against, and, you know, they'll go for their 85, 90 points, and, you know, that'll kind of boost the morale going forward for the offense and the team as a whole.
Yeah, not always surprising when the offensive output goes a little bit down in conference. The defensive intensity tends to pick up a little bit. The games mean a little bit more. All games are important, but conference games just have that little more bite to them.
We talked a little bit, Jay Sean, you alluded to it a moment ago, just about how good a shooting team this Southern Virginia team is, shooting just under 50% for the year. Kind of a crazy number when you look at it. And you look at the numbers, obviously DJ Green, the senior, at 44% from the floor. But even guys like inside, like Austin Mitchell, 78% shooting from the floor, and that's in 33 attempts. So it's not like he's a guy who's only shot the ball 10 times.
Yeah, it's interesting as you also look at their starting lineup. Their guards are old. Their guards are veterans, seasoned, and then their forwards are freshmen and sophomores, and Austin Mitchell and Hiram McConkey. So, you know, when you have veterans at guard positions, at scoring positions, it makes it easier for those young kids to, you know, pick up the offense and move well.
Well, this is a huge night for Greensboro. An interesting number that I looked at earlier today. And obviously, you know, you want to put as much distance as you can from last year. It was a trying season for them, but with a win tonight, they'll match last year's win total.
Yeah, that's huge for the program.
Absolutely it is.
coming down to the final couple seconds before the national anthem. So we'll sneak another thought in here, and I'll have you guys think about players to watch here. We'll talk about that after the national anthem. But as we get ready for this game, I think one of the big things that stands out to me, especially just looking at this SVU team, is where you can beat them. They will commit turnovers. This is a team that's committing almost 16 turnovers a game. So I think for Greensboro, aggressive defense may be the way to go tonight.
For sure.
All right, so we are getting ready for the national anthem here. And with that being said, we will go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and get this one underway. Greensboro College and Southern Virginia on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. All right, time now to take a look at today's starting lineups. We'll go ahead and get you started with the visiting Knights of Southern Virginia. It'll be number 2, the shooting guard, Tillman Johnson. He is a senior from Mesa, Arizona. Also, it's DJ Green, a senior guard from McCall, Idaho. Number 21, Jude Ballstedt, a guard. He's a senior from Midway, Utah. Number 32, Austin Mitchell, a freshman forward from Clinton, Utah. And number 55, Hiram McConkey, a sophomore center from Salt Lake City. And Coach Jake Weinshank, who are we looking at today for this SVU team?
Yeah, SVU's got a lot of offensive firepower going on. They have 2 players averaging nearly 35 points per game. So DJ Green and Tillman Johnson will definitely be guys to look out for. With DJ Green shooting right around 50% from three-point range. So that's some pretty impressive stats. So guys will have to lock down on defense.
And for Greensboro College, here's the way their lineup looks today. It's going to be number 2, DJ Jackson, a junior guard from High Point, North Carolina. Number 10, Jeremiah Howard, the sophomore, getting the start from Concord, North Carolina. Number 12, Will Gray, he's a junior, a guard from Winston-Salem. Number 14, Ryan Roberts, a senior forward from Burlington, North Carolina. And number 32, Dwight Benson, a freshman guard from Durham, North Carolina. Jay Sean, who are we looking at today?
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of the time, it's always DJ Jackson. I think when DJ Jackson's on his game, this team is the best. You know, they're able to do a lot more in terms of rotation, in terms of plays. When DJ shooting the ball well, getting to the line, as we know, tied a Greensboro free throw record, 16 of 17 in the game early on against St. Mary's, Maryland. I think when DJ's on, this team is on. He's my player to watch.
Well, not only that, 24 points away from 500 in his career, and so we'll certainly be keeping an eye on that for DJ today as well. Greensboro takes the floor in the white jerseys with the green trim. Southern Virginia wearing their burgundy with white numbering and lettering on those jerseys. We're ready to get this one underway. It is Wednesday night basketball here in Greensboro. The tip-off goes out of bounds after pinballing off a few players. Will be off of Will Gray, and SVU will start with possession. This is Ballstedt throwing it in to Tillman Johnson, the shooting guard, averaging 13 and a half a game, as Coach Weinshank told you just a few moments ago. Pass down low. That's to McConkey. McConkey trying to deal with Howard. Contested shot, no good. Loose ball on the baseline, goes out of bounds, and stays with the Knights.
Yeah, really well done by Howard there. You're going to see a lot of activity from him defensively. He tends to pull out some big-time blocks as well.
This one thrown in to Mitchell, now up top to Johnson. Johnson slings this one near side to Green, now to McConkey. He's got Roberts on him now, left side of the lane. Hook shot from the right side, no good. Loose ball, Will Gray will recover it, and Greensboro on the run. No score, a little bit over 30 seconds in. Mitchell picks up his dribble, gives it to Gray. Gray working his way back up to the middle. Gray trying to back down his man, picks up his dribble in the lane, reverses direction, that one no good, picks up his own miss though, and is now stripped by Ballstedt. SVU the other way, Ballstedt wanting to push the issue. Kicks this one out, there's a three ball from Green, that's good. SVU just drawing Greensboro in, opening Green up in the left wing.
We talked about SVU's proficiency in the three-point game, so obviously an area where we're going to have to work on our closeouts and get contested shots there.
Jackson answers that one, but that one clanks off the side iron, no good. Greensboro still looking for their first point. We're 90 seconds in. Johnson up top to McConkey. Ballstedt trying to work on Vincent, now slicing through the middle of the lane. Shot misses everything except for the waiting hands of Vincent. Greensboro the other way. Roberts hands off to Jackson. Both he and Jackson calling the shots as Gray goes far side. Roberts making his return to the lineup today as the pull-up floater no good from Vincent. Roberts missed the last couple of games with an injury. This is his first game of the 2026 calendar year.
Yeah, getting Roberts back is huge defensively as well as offensively. He's shown throughout the year that as Jeremiah Howard with the block Greensboro ball, as Ryan Roberts can definitely shoot the 3 too, so that's another key element for the Pride.
That's what Jeremiah Howard brings to this team. Unfortunately, he's not been able to get a whole lot of minutes. He's run into some foul trouble at times this year. But you know why Greensboro wants him on the floor. You just saw it. There's a three ball from Gray. Give it to him. Will Gray ties it up, 3-3.
Good looking shot from Will Gray there. We know that if he catches fire, he can really drop some points.
Tillman Johnson up top to McConkey, now to DJ Green. DJ Jackson on him. Johnson now working far baseline. Had Roberts up in the air, but kicks it out to Green. They're content to pass on the far boundary for the moment. Shot clock down to 6, a contested shot. And Roberts wanting a jump ball, but I think he's going to be met with a foul instead.
SVU's been showing some pretty good ball movement early on. That created that three on that second possession, So, they'll look to move the ball, get open shots.
Johnson up top to Mitchell. Mitchell gives this one off to Green. Now down low, was looking to get it back to Mitchell, but instead slings it out of bounds.
Good on-ball pressure early there from Greensboro College on the inbound.
That's the first turnover committed by SVU today. And we talked about a team shooting 50%. They started the day 1 for 5. Jackson to Howard. Back out to Roberts, now to Gray. Gray almost lost his handle, now does. Going the other way, Green, a bounce pass up ahead to Johnson in the lane. Contested shot by Vincent, and Vincent will be called for the foul. So Tillman Johnson will head to the line here, where he is a 67% free throw shooter.
Couple early turnovers here from Greensboro College led to some fast breaks from SVU. We'll look to clean that up on the offensive end.
First free throw good. 16:32 to go in the first half. Greensboro's deficit is 1. Second free throw coming. And it's good. 5-3 your score. Well, this is now the 13th different lineup we have seen in 14 games for Greensboro. Different starting lineup, and now we see our first substitution of the game as Yariel Chudgar Benitez checks in. He's got the ball now up top, slings it to Vincent. Vincent, mid-range, shot's no good. Howard, though, with the offensive board, punches it out to Chudgar Benitez. Now to Vincent, 3-ball from the corner off the side iron, no good. Loose ball in the lane, and Mitchell's going to wrestle it away from Jackson.
Yeah, Pride forward's going to work down below as SVU gets an open look down low.
That's McConkey. Yeah, that height, you're seeing that for SVU right now.
It's going to be a defensive, aggressive battle in the paint. Some of my favorite basketball to watch.
Jackson's got it up top. Greensboro now trails by 4. Vincent gives it off to Roberts. Roberts slings it into the right corner. Jackson driving baseline, contested, no good, but DJ will go to the line. And this is something you talked about in the pregame show, Jay Sean, one of Greensboro's best shooters from the charity stripe. But we'll talk about that when we come back as we've hit our under 16 media timeout. 15:30 to go. Greensboro trailing at 7-3 on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
I grew up on the Outer Banks, Manio, North Carolina. So the path to Greensboro College was a little bit of an unbeaten path. The same thing here. Like, I had never watched a sport. I don't know anything about cars. Taking an opportunity that comes out of nowhere, and it might not be the vision that you had for yourself, but you could make a mark. I think the records were kind of just a byproduct of who I wanted to become as a man.
$15:30 to go in the first half. Greensboro trailing at 7-3. And Jay Sean, we were just alluding to it a moment ago, the fact that DJ Jackson, one of the best from the free throw line for Greensboro this year, and he'll have a chance to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, no, it's key for him to get to the line. His highest scoring game all year was against St. Mary's, Maryland, where, of course, he tied the free throw record for Greensboro. So, you know, if he can get to the line and keep driving, it's huge. It's free points. And possibly if you get in foul trouble, if you get SVU in foul trouble, it's huge. That's 3 points.
And the crazy thing, too, and I'm thinking about, you know, the fact that it always feels like DJ's everywhere on the court. Last week against William Peace was his first career double-double.
Wow. You would have thought that he's had a double-double
That's what
before.
I was very confused. I went back and I looked, and I was like, no, 21 points and 11 boards.
Wow.
But, hey, all that means is he's got a chance for another one tonight, right?
For sure.
Though Jackson's first free throw is good. DJ, 82% from the line this year. Second coming. And rattles home. So both free throws good. And that's kind of been a thing where Greensboro has struggled at times. They do a good job getting to the line, but the percentage has been lacking every now and then. Green picks up his dribble in between a double team. Now working on Chudgar Benitez and floats it home. DJ Green, he's got 5 early points.
It's going to be important to get those free points at the line. It's looking to be an aggressive game today, so possibly a lot of fouls, a lot of free throws.
Greensboro passing around the perimeter right now. DJ Jackson pulls up just a step inside. Hits off the front of the rim, no good. And Johnson going the other way. Number 2 guarding number 2. Until EJ Sutton checks in. Deep 3 from Green. That one no good. DJ Jackson sails for the board. Slings it up ahead to Vincent. Vincent shot no good. And a rebound McConkey. A lot of quick pace here.
Yeah. Shots being put up within 10 seconds into the shot clock for the Pride early. You know, maybe that's something they talked about pregame.
Taking a page out of Coach Fernandez's book in the women's team. Shots good there for Ballstedt. And it's 11-5. Women, by the way, in action at Pfeiffer. That game beginning in about 20 minutes. We'll keep you updated on that through the evening. 3-ball Roberts. That's no good. Greensboro was 1 of 9 from the floor today. Johnson passes down low to McConkey, trying to back down Roberts. He's in trouble now, slings it out to Mitchell. Driving the lane, Green. Contested shot high off the glass, no good, but he gets the tipped putback. It is 13-5. SVU, a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, those second chance opportunities will kill you on those offensive rebounds.
Chudgar Benitez up top to Roberts, slings it around to Jackson. Now to Chudgar Benitez, 3-ball, that's no good, off the front iron. Soaring for the board, McConkey, that's his third. Johnson loses the handle, it goes out of bounds. It's going to go the other way, Greensboro ball. See some full sale substitutions here. Gray and Zaquan Bowling checking back in. Wanted to mention E.J. Sutton for a minute, guys. This is somebody who's picked up a lot more playing time recently, especially over the break for Greensboro, and starting to become one of the rebound leaders. And as Greensboro has struggled to find an identity under the basket, Sutton's play has been huge.
Yeah, that's huge, and we're seeing early on already kind of a little bit struggling on the board, so, with Sutton in, hopefully gives him a better chance to, getting the rebound game a little bit more today.
Griffin Powell checks in for the first time, slings it down to Jackson. Jackson now trying to drive into the lane, and that one's good. DJ Jackson, I think one of the big things you think about Isaiah Pruitt last year, the way that he created shots, DJ kind of taking on that role this year.
Yeah, very similar playing styles. Good mid-range games from both of them. So
Mason Hunter slings this one down low. There's a whistle and a foul on Greensboro. That's going to be on Quan Bowling. Picking up his first personal, will be team foul number 3.
Jackson does a great job hunting his own shots, driving the lane. He also has moments for some great off-the-ball movement, cutting down the lane. So he looks to make an impact on the ball there.
Hunter to Green. There's another deep 3 for Green. Ends up taking a seat
block
on that one. No good. Offensive putback, no good. Another putback, no good, and a whistle. It'll be another foul here. Greensboro, that's going to be Quan Bowling picking up his second foul in the span of about 45 seconds and giving second chance opportunities to Ashton Davis. But yeah, you look at the heights on this team, 6'10", a couple of 6'9s, and a 6'7". It's tough for anybody to compete with, especially here at the Division III level.
It's going to take a team effort on the boards.
14-7 your score, 12.5 to go. Second free throw coming for Davis. And it rattles in, 15-7.
Just 2 of 11 from the field for the Pride. Going into single digits left in the half, got to make a change here.
And that one rattles out from Powell. Bowling's putback is no good. Maybe a little bit of contact there. And here comes DJ Green the other way for the Knights. Lobs this one down low to Davis, waiting, and the reverse layup good, waiting to get Howard out of position, and it's a 10-point game. Passes to a speeding Gray. Gray's shot no good off the side iron. Greensboro just cannot buy a bucket right now. On the other side, though, DJ Green in and out of the lane, and the Knights will reset. This is Johnson. Johnson the other way, hands this one off to Luke DeVore, to Davis. Davis slings this one to Hunter. Hunter now up top, trying to pass this one to Johnson. Stolen away by Gray. Gray's got a step. Gray fouled. The layup does not go, but Will Gray goes to the line. And that will take us to our under 12 media timeout. 11:37 to play. Greensboro trails by 10. Guys are going to have to make some adjustments. We'll talk about those when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. All right, 11:37 to go. Will Gray will go to the line here for Greensboro, down by 10 rather, and already important to pick up 3 points where you can.
Yeah, I think it's what Will Gray just did there, a steal and get out on the break. I think that's important. Break is sometimes the easiest way to get free buckets, and, Will took it upon himself to get to the line here, and first one drops.
I do feel that Greensboro College has been getting some good shot opportunities, some open threes, some great drives to the rim. It doesn't seem to be falling for the group at the moment, but the shot opportunities look good. Hopefully we can improve as that goes on in the game.
Both free throws good for Gray, and now a whistle and a foul. Did Bowling just pick up his third foul? Yep, Zaquan Bowling has picked up 3 fouls here, and he's going to check right back out for Ryan Roberts. Coach McDuffie was telling me, though, Bowling, a guy who didn't pick up basketball until recently. Maybe a little bit of a project, but certainly you like the athleticism from a guy like him. As he continues to learn the game, he'll only get better. Speaking of getting better, for SVU, DJ Green, the senior, drains that 3. He's got 10 points, and the Knights' lead is 11. Gray working left side, up top to Roberts now. Now to Powell. That's a guy you'd love to get heated up from beyond the arc. Jackson to Gray. Gray to Roberts. Hands it off to Gray. Back to Roberts. Trying to cut into the lane. Kicks it out to Jackson. Jackson slicing through the middle of the lane. Too strong on the layup. Going the other way now is SVU. Although Will Gray trying to cause some problems. Instead causes a foul.
Looked like good hands by Will Gray there. A little unfortunate on the call, but you like to see the defensive activity.
For Gray, that's his second. That's a guy you don't want to have in foul trouble right now. What was that? Yeah. 10:45 to go. So, yeah, Gray's got 2 fouls. Bowling has 3. Greensboro could need to find a way to continue to be aggressive defensively. On the offensive end, you just got to find a way to make the ball go in the basket. That goes out of bounds. We said in the pregame show, SVU is prone to the turnover, and that'll be their 4th turnover of the first half.
Points off turnovers is going to be huge. As you said, SVU does turn the ball over a lot. Let's see if the Pride can capitalize.
Here's Jalen Thorns in the game for the first time. So too is Ingram. Ingram's shot is blocked, but a whistle and a foul is going to be called on DeVore. And Q Ingram will go to the line.
Yeah, you see Ingram come to the game, immediately start looking for a shot. Love to see his aggression there.
Ingram introduced himself in a big way back in November, a 48-point performance against Oglethorpe. The free throw is good. And I will tell you, full discretion, we are working on compiling some older records, but through 2000, that is the record for points in a game. We've not been able to go further back yet, and I certainly think Clarence Caldwell in the late 70s may have something to say about that record, but for right now, that is the mark.
Yeah, he's a great shot creator, especially get some of these and ones going. His points are just going to go up.
That one down low. Now a 3-ball side iron, no good. And we've got a jump ball between Jackson and Hunter.
Was a great board there by Will Gray. Like we said, we needed to be some boarding by committee here, and good job for the maybe not the biggest player getting into the lane and getting the board.
Gray sends this one up. And a turnover there. Well, Gray, quick hands over there. It goes out of bounds. Stays with the Pride. Well, Coach, I've been told you're needed elsewhere, so we enjoyed having you on here for a little bit, Coach.
Appreciate it, Kendrick. Anytime.
It's a tough thing about being a small school. Everybody's got to do multiple things and wear multiple hats.
A lot of moving parts.
9:58 to go. Greensboro will inbound. Gray looking for a little help, finds Thorns deep in the left wing. Thorns driving with the left hand, spin move, now trying to work his way into the lane, picks up the dribble, reverses direction, shot still no good. Greensboro 2 of 15, now wanting to run are the Knights. A 3-ball from Green, no good, and Gray with the board. Will Gray quickly into the front court, picked up his dribble, needs help. There is Ingram. Back up to Gray. Gives this one to Ingram in the left wing. Underhand toss to Howard, trying to give it right back to Ingram, fumbles it, and here comes Davis. Now it's DJ Green.
I saw the vision there from Ingram.
Kicks this one into the corner to Ballstedt, now to Davis. Ashton Davis, left-hand side of the lane, trying to back down Howard. Shot's no good. Howard's going to be called for a very light foul. Yeah. Davis will go to the line.
Looked like great aggressive defense from Howard. To me, at least, not in the ref's eyes, but SVU will get sent to the line.
That'll be the first personal for Howard. 7th already for the Pride as the Knights are in the bonus. First free throw is good from Davis.
Yeah, we talked about how good of a team Southern Virginia was from the field and how you were going to have to knock down some hard shots and your shots were going to need to fall, and that just quite the opposite for the Pride. 2 of 15 from the field. You know, getting closer to halftime, you know, you got to start to look to make some adjustments, get some easy buckets.
And Jay Sean, it's not like they're taking hard shots either. You say, you know, maybe take a higher percentage shot, see the ball go in a few times, but a lot of these are just layups that they're missing.
Yeah, they're just not falling.
Mid-range jumper from Thorns. Same story. Maybe they just need to switch sides, shoot at the other rim in the second half, and maybe things will be different.
Yeah.
Hope things are different for the Knights the other way, too. Here's Ballstedt trying to work on Vincent, gives it to Davis. Underhand sling here to Hunter. Hunter picked up, kicking it around to Ballstedt now in the left wing, trying to split into the lane. Contested shot and another foul. This one should be Vincent. It will be. Vincent's going to pick up his first personal.
Knights aren't shooting particularly great from the field, 6 of 16, but they're getting to the line. They're drawing fouls, 8th in the half from the against the Pride, and they're going to look to capitalize. 5 of 6 from the charity stripe so far. 5 of 7 now.
Ballstedt, an 83% shooter from the line. First one you mentioned, no good. Second free throw coming for Ballstedt. Greensboro has forced 5 turnovers, but they've committed 3 in points off turnovers, and even mark at 6-6. And taking advantage of those opportunities for the Pride is going to be huge to try to cut into what is now an 11-point deficit. It's Will Gray in the right corner, almost committing another turnover, slings it to Roberts, who hands it to Jackson. Jackson, left side of the lane, contested layup, too strong. Tip back from Roberts, no good. Jackson with another attempt, second chance opportunity there. Jackson makes the tough shots look easy, 22-13.
Thought I saw a couple fouls against Jackson there, but he gets it to go. Huge bucket from the Pride.
Here's Johnson. Johnson crossing up. Jalen Thorns kicks this out to Ballstedt now. Up top to McConkey. McConkey trying to drive, left-hand spin move, gives a little separation from Roberts. That one slings out, no good, but it sets up a second chance opportunity. That 3-ball from Hunter, no good. The putback from Mitchell, no good, but a foul. That will take us to the under 8 timeout. And the foul is going to go on Will Gray, who doesn't know why. But we'll step aside and try to figure it out. 22-13 your score in favor of the Knights. 7:35 to go in the half on the Greensboro College Sports Network. 7:35 to go. Greensboro down by 9, 22-13 with free throws coming for Southern Virginia. And Jay-Sean, I mean, there's only so many times you can beat a dead horse here, but the issue right now is just shots aren't going in for Greensboro. What do you do?
I mean, you're going to have to set up your best play, give them your best play, maybe a baseline play, maybe someone come around to the corner as the first one falls for the Knights. Get one of your better shooters to come around to the corner. Let's see maybe a rotation with Roberts and Powell, your two shooting forwards in the same lineup. Maybe that can be help to the Pride, but as of right now, just nothing's been able to go.
Second free throw good for Mitchell. I think the other thing for Greensboro, though, is getting to the line because they are 6 of 6 from the stripe today. Gray with it, working with the left hand to the right wing, slings it around to Roberts, continuing to pass around the perimeter. Jackson back up top to Howard. Howard with the handoff to Thorns. Thorns, right-hand side of the lane, strong to the rim, good, and one. Jalen Thorns, maybe that'll spark a little bit of life into this Greensboro team.
Yeah, Jalen Thorns, one of my favorite players on this team. He's got a great mid-range game, a great down-below package. If we see more points like this where he can get to the line and one, huge to cut down this deficit, which is now only at 9 for the Pride.
Looking to make it 8, and he did. Jalen Thorns averaging 8.4 points per game. Those are his first 3 today. Johnson crosses the timeline now on Gray. To Ballstedt now, working on Thorns. Now Howard picks him up all the way down into the corner. Thought about a long 2 to Johnson, instead back up top to Ballstedt, now to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to get around Howard, bodies him up there, shot's no good. Howard tips this one out to Gray. There's a collision between Gray and McConkey, and McConkey's going to get called for the foul.
I thought they were going to give that one to Will Gray. It just looked like 2 players running at the same ball. I think they should call a mutual foul for that. I don't think that should be a foul.
Well, Will Gray's glad they didn't because he's got 3 already today.
Yeah, 4 going into the second half for one of your best guards is never a good thing.
Will burst onto the scene. There's a foul on Ryan Roberts off ball. A little bit of a push there.
Yeah, they called a moving screen on him there. That definitely was a moving screen.
So that's Roberts' second, and free throws coming for SVU. No, not coming for SVU. They're going to inbound it here.
I'm curious on why there was no free throws there. They got 10 fouls.
Now driving the baseline to kick it outside to Ballstedt. Ballstedt into the lane now. The floater good. 26-16, 6:20 to go. Roberts had an open look at a 3, passed it up, gives it back out to Jackson now in the right wing. Jackson down low to Roberts. Roberts trying to get around Mitchell, cannot do so. Back up top to Gray. Gray, long 2, just inside the arc. Shot's no good, whistle foul. Howard will pick up his second. Well, we talked about fouls a couple of times, and right now Greensboro's in danger of being in foul trouble. 2 guys with 3 fouls and 2 now with 2.
Yeah, I didn't like that call there. I thought that was just 2 aggressive forwards going at it for a rebound. But chance to push it to a 12-point lead for the Southern Virginia Knights.
That is the 11th foul on the Pride in the first half. McConkey, his first free throws of the night. First one is no good. Hiram McConkey averaging 10.6 points per game, but just a 52% shooter from the stripe. So statistics say he makes this one.
Yes. McConkey, he's got a great baseline game. We've seen him run the baseline as the second free throw hits.
I told you.
Yeah, so statistics were right, but McConkey checks out. Yeah, he's got a great paint game, runs the baseline well. He's a pretty good forward.
Especially just the fact that he's a sophomore, too. 6'9's going to play in the USA South, but he'll continue to get better.
For sure.
Jackson picks up his dribble, bounce pass up top to Sutton. Now to Gray, deep in the right wing. Now to the right corner, it's Thorns. Thorns dribbling with the left hand, trying to work his way into the basket. Picks up the dribble, loses the handle, back up with it is Thorns, and lays it in. Jalen Thorns, a high degree of difficulty there. It's back to a 9-point game.
Yeah, great step through, difficult shot there. Thorns, like I said, great paint game. If we can get him going, get him to the line more, should be huge.
Abe Connolly in the game for the first time for the Knights. Johnson now to Ballstedt, working their way around the perimeter. Ballstedt pulls up 3 ball, give it to him. Jude Ballstedt over Will Gray. It is 30-18.
Huge possession here for the Pride.
3 of 8 from deep are the Knights. Greensboro just 1 of 4. Gray trying to work around Ballstedt. Now runs into a double team. Bounce pass to Howard. Now to Sutton. Sutton, the right hand hook, no good. And going the other way are the Knights. Davis with the board, gives it to Green. Green dribbling left hand side. The scoop and the score. 12 points for Green. There's a whistle and a timeout for Greensboro as Southern Virginia has started to go on a run. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. And while we have a moment, a reminder, Greensboro College Athletics is proud to announce a new sponsorship with Country Barbecue. Country Barbecue has been in business since 1975 and is now a preferred restaurant partner of Greensboro College Athletics. Check them out on Facebook at Country Barbecue. That's Country BBQ. I don't know about you, Jay Sean. I've not had dinner yet. That sounds great right about now.
I did have some Chipotle before.
Okay,
I came,
all right.
So, I am a little bit picky.
Currently
when it comes to
unsponsored, but Chipotle,
though.
if you're watching.
I get picky about my Chipotle.
I
I only
hear
get
you,
3 things: rice,
Okay.
beans, and chicken.
All
That's
right.
it.
I'm a steak guy
Steak?
personally.
Okay.
But
Okay.
nothing against chicken. I will get chicken.
I like steak too.
Well, Greensboro has some work to do if it's going to be winner chicken dinner for the Pride here tonight. Down by 14, 4.5 to go in the first half. Just looking for somebody to take over. Jalen Thorns trying to be that guy, leaves that one short off the front iron, and here comes Green.
Like you said, someone to take over would be huge for the Pride here. Someone to just put the game in their hands and get themselves a bucket.
And Jay Sean, I'm not trying to compare anybody or say I wish somebody was more like Isaiah Pruitt, but just going back to last year's that high lob out of bounds from Green. Going back to last year, there were times where Isaiah Pruitt would just score 6 or 8 straight points on his own,
right.
And Greensboro kind of needs that right now as we hit our under 4 media timeout. 32-18 your score. Greensboro down 14. Rest of the first half when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Well, we'll break down all the numbers at halftime. I can go ahead and tell you some of them will not be pretty for Greensboro. 20% shooting from the floor. They've been out-rebounded 19-12. But it's interesting because you look at some of the other numbers, points off turnovers, points in the paint, that sort of thing, and they're still relatively tight comparison between Greensboro and SVU. Jalen Thorns can't handle that low pass from Chudgar Benitez. Goes out of bounds off his fingertips. It'll be SVU ball.
Huge defensive possession from the Pride here. Let's get a stop. Let's get a bucket fast. Hopefully make this a single-digit game going into the half.
Davis with it. Hands off to Ballstedt. Ballstedt trying to work around Sutton. That's a tough task. Out to Green, now to Davis. Davis trying to back down Sutton, and Chudgar Benitez with quick hands. Davis now gives it to Johnson. 5 seconds on the shot clock. A long sling across 3 ball. Connolly in and out. And DJ Jackson Up ahead to Thorns. There's that stop you were talking about, Jay Sean. Thorns is stripped, though, and the Knights get a stop of their own. Long throw up ahead to Green. Green will lay that one up, no good. Picks up his own miss. Another putback, no good. And Roberts soars for the rebound.
I just want to give Benitez a shout out there. Last 2 possessions, he's just flying around, guarding all 5 positions on defense. Huge for the Pride there.
Jackson, a quick pass to Sutton, now to Roberts. Roberts, 3-ball, no good. Just barely kissing the front of the iron.
Needed that one.
Shots continue to just evade Greensboro. Going in the lane, a pass there, looking for Ballstedt. Can't find him, but I think SVU's going to get bailed out by a foul.
Yeah, that was a late call there. He called it when he was on the ground already. They're going to get Jalen Thorns for that one.
Yeah, Johnson was trying to sling it from inside to out. And we've seen SVU do that a couple times where they'll draw Greensboro defensively in towards the basket, and it opens up a man on the perimeter. But that time, pass went out of bounds, but a foul on Thorns, and the first free throw for Johnson is good.
Yeah, the good ball movement from the Knights. Normally, it is setting up 3-point shots. They're 3 of 9, 30%, not the worst from 3-point. But if they come out of half shooting any better from beyond the arc, it's going to be a lot harder for this Pride defense.
And you can't help but think maybe missed opportunities for Greensboro as the second free throw is good. This is an SVU team that's shooting 49% on the year, but just 36% today. So they're already well below their season average, and Greensboro's not been able to capitalize.
Indeed.
Roberts to Jackson, now to Powell. Powell thought about giving it to Chutgar Benitez, now does. Greensboro continues to sling around the perimeter. Jackson, give it to him. DJ Jackson cuts it down to 13. DJ's got 9. Greensboro's only got 4 scorers today. DJ Green for the Knights up top to Davis. Davis trying to work on Sutton. Hands this one off to Matthew Hale. Now to Green, splitting a couple defenders. Pass down low to Davis. Davis couldn't corral it at first. Now does, trying to work on Sutton, and the turnaround hook is good. 15-point game. Chutgar Benitez speeding into the front court. And bounces that one off of Green's face. Green will recover and lay it in. Talk about a slap in the face. You lay that one in for DJ Green. You got 14 points. It's a 17-point night advantage.
Yeah, Ashton Davis, number 44 for the Southern Virginia Knights, as SVU was called for the foul. He's a force to be reckoned with in the paint there on the boards. Multiple second chances for him.
That is Green's first personal. In fact, the Knights have nobody with more than 1 foul. Greensboro has 4 people with multiple fouls right now. 90 seconds left in the half. Jackson reversing direction there on Hale. Contested shot, no good. And Jackson will go to the line where Greensboro is 7 of 7 today.
Yeah, I said earlier in the game that I wanted to see a lineup where we saw Roberts and Powell both on the floor at the same time, and we're seeing that hopefully sets up more 3-point looks also. DJ Jackson on the floor. And the first one is good.
Powell, though, has not attempted a shot yet in his 4 minutes of work. So Greensboro down 16, looking to cut it to 15, which they do. Jackson has 11. See if Greensboro can go on a little bit of a run here in the final minute 15. Connolly with it. Now sends this one out. They're going to work around the perimeter. It's Hale. Hale on Chutgar Benitez. This is Ballstedt. Ballstedt right-hand side of the lane. He's stripped. DJ Jackson wanting to run. He's got Powell if he wants him. The feed too far out in front. Jackson knows that he missed a beautiful opportunity there. The look was there. The pass wasn't. 59 seconds to go first half. And while we are paused, I want to remind Pride fans that Greensboro College Athletics is excited to announce a new partnership with Hotel Denham, conveniently located in the heart of Midtown Greensboro at 1517 Westover Terrace. Hotel Denham offers a unique lifestyle experience while visiting the Piedmont Triad. With a hip and stylish vibe, you'll find that Hotel Denham offers a unique experience unmatched in Greensboro. For more information, visit their website at www.hoteldenimgso.com. 59 ticks remain in the first half. Greensboro has a chance to make a stop and still get another possession.
That would be huge.
At this point, you think, with the deficit being 15, you're probably not going to be in single digits now. The last thing you want to have happen is have the Knights balloon it even further.
Right.
Johnson with the right hand trying to work on Thorns. Thorns works him to the far boundary, now to Green. Q Ingram is checked back in for the Pride. This is Ballstedt, and that's off of the foot of Johnson. No, it's off of the foot of Thorns, and it stays with Johnson and the Knights. 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
The Knights probably going to set up something to get a quick three or a quick bucket here with 9 seconds left on the shot clock.
You'd hate to give up a bucket this late in the clock. A wide open trip to the basket, though, for Johnson, and it's 40-23.
Yeah, great backdoor cut by Johnson. What's called a V cut there. He came up, jabbed like he was going towards the three-point line, went right to the basket. That's textbook.
Shot clock turned off. For all intents and purposes, this basket to our right has been turned off today, too. Pass down low to Roberts. Roberts has it stripped. Sutton, though, will clean it up and push it in. E.J. Sutton's first points of the day. And Ballstedt will float it at the buzzer. Shot's no good. And we go to the break with Greensboro down 15. It is 40-25 as we have reached halftime here at Haynes Gym on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
I just really felt like I was a person, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Halftime here at Haynes Gym. Greensboro College trailing at the break, 40-25. Time now to take a look at what's going on around the USA South, and the answer to that is nothing. There are 3 games tonight, and we are the only one of those 3 currently in progress. Still to come this evening, William Peace and Methodist in about 45 minutes or so. Pfeiffer will take on Brevard later today. That is a 7:30 tip-off this evening. Taking a look now at the standings in men's basketball in the USA South. North Carolina Wesleyan 4-0 in conference play, 12-3 overall. They sit atop the conference thanks to a 5-game win streak for the Battling Bishops. Their most recent of those came against Greensboro. SVU second in the conference, 3-1. Methodist 2-1. Mary Baldwin and Pfeiffer both 2-2. Greensboro 1-1. William Peace 0-3. And Brevard 0-4. So obviously still a lot of basketball to be played during the course of this 2025-26 season. But if it stopped right now, Greensboro would be in as the number 6 seed in the USA South Conference tournament. Still, like I said, a long way to go, but we'll keep an eye on that as things progress through January and February. Quick look at some of the leaders in the USA South this year. Leader in scoring, Nasir Johnson of the Battling Bishops, averaging 18 points per game. DJ Jackson, second in the conference at 16.9 points per game. Rebounds this year, Doug Smith of Pfeiffer, 8.6 boards per game, leading all players. Doug Smith also leading among qualified players in field goal percentage at 62.3%. Dwight Vincent for Greensboro among all qualified players, 50% from three-point range. And Jaden Carnes of Brevard, the leader in free throw percentage, 90%. Dwight Vincent and DJ Jackson and Nige Stroman actually as well, 4th, 5th, and 6th respectively in the rankings in that category. Your assist leader right now, Rashad Smith of North Carolina Wesleyan, 4.7 per game. Your leader in blocks is Doug Smith, again of Pfeiffer, 2.6. Leader in steals, that's your very own Will Gray, 2.2 steals per game. Leader in minutes, DJ Green of Southern Virginia at 35.4, and Tillman Johnson right behind him, 34.3, which means you'll see a lot more of them on the floor in the second half. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics and an update on women's basketball as they take on Pfeiffer today. That game just underway. We'll tell you about it when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Halftime here at Haynes Gym. Greensboro trailing 40-25 against Southern Virginia as we take a look at what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics. Tonight, women's basketball on the road at Pfeiffer. Second quarter just started. 18-14 Falcons your score. And Jay Sean, I'm looking at the numbers here. Tatum Bradford leading Greensboro with 6 points right now. Kerry Carr with 4. And they've gone out, they're off and running again, 6 of 21 shooting, just 28%. But you've heard Coach Fernandez say it time in and time out, it's about the quantity of shots for them. They said if you just take enough shots, enough of them will fall to get the job done.
Exactly. I mean, I've never heard of that philosophy, but it's shown to work multiple times during this season. As you said, Tatum Bradford, the leading scorer so far. I think she's always key for the Pride. When she can shoot the three ball, when she can get to the line, she's always very effective.
Well, Tatum just hit another three as you were talking.
Wow.
And, so
Great
she's
timing.
2 of 3 from the arc now. Greensboro down 4. And the big thing, too, you think about it, is the fact that, if they can get her and Kinsley Stewart on at the same time. Kinsley is 1 of 5 shooting today, and this is a team that has won 2 in a row, and it kind of feels like, even with all the injuries they have, starting to click a little bit.
Yeah, Stewart, rookie USA South Women's Basketball Rookie of the Week this past week.
Second time this year.
So, she's proven to be a big piece for the Pride. When all the pieces come together, as you said, couple conference games left, winnable games, most importantly, may I say. So, all the pieces click together at the right time, they can find themselves in a decent seating in the USA South postseason tournament.
Yeah, right now looking at kind of where things are with them, and Greensboro 4-8 right now, but importantly they are 1-1 in conference play, and it's going to be, both in the women's and the men's side of things, a log jam right at that cutoff line. For the women, it's 8 teams making the tournament. For the men, it's 6, and right now Greensboro finds themselves in the thick of it in both situations.
Right.
Well, we will look at what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics. Men's wrestling takes on Averett tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and Jay Sean, you'll be on the call for that one. I don't want you to give away any secrets or anything necessarily, but just curious, anything you want to share that you're looking for tomorrow night?
Yeah, Omari Lee's been great all year. Excited to see him wrestle again. Hopefully, they come out on top as a team. But, very excited.
We've also got swimming this weekend, and also men's basketball at home again against Pfeiffer. 2 o'clock the tip-off. Our pregame will be at 1:40. Women's basketball on the road at Methodist. Then a quick look into the beginning of next week. Women's hoops against Southern Virginia, 5:30 next Tuesday. Pregame show at 5:10. Men's basketball on the road Wednesday the 21st at Mary Baldwin. So that gets us, about a week ahead in the schedule. So that's what's coming up in Greensboro College athletics. We'll step aside. We come back. We'll take a look at the first half numbers here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. It's halftime. Pride down 15.
Greensboro College. Greensboro College. Welcome home to Greensboro College. Welcome home to Greensboro College.
Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
I just really felt like I was a person, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride
and these are our stories.
Back here from Haynes Gym for our halftime show. Just about a minute and 20 left in halftime. We'll take a look at some team stats. Starting with the total score, it's 40-25. Southern Virginia in the lead. We'll look at some stats here. 42% from field goal for the from the Knights. 78% from the free throw. 33% from three-point. 21 rebounds, 7 offensive. 12 points off turnover. 7 turnovers for them. For your Pride, 25% from the field has been harsh. 100% from the free throw line, though, is a bright spot for us. If we could hopefully get to the line, continue to get to the line, that'll be key. 28% from beyond the arc, 14 rebounds, 5 offensive, 6 points off turnover, and 8 turnovers. So we'll bring back Kendrick here. Kendrick, what would you say for the Pride is the number one key to get back in this game?
I don't know. Can you make the rim a little wider? No, I think two things. First off, you've got to continue to play aggressive defense. You're forcing turnovers, but you've got to find that line between aggressive to force turnovers and then committing fouls. Getting a little bit of foul trouble in the first half could come back to bite Greensboro in the second half. The other thing, too, when you want to talk about being aggressive, can you force more free throw opportunities on the offensive side? If you're not going to miss from the free throw line, see if you can bait SVU into giving you more opportunities to try to get those free points.
Exactly. 100% from the free throw line from the Pride. You know, as you said, more opportunities, the more points that the Pride can get, the closer this game will be, as it looks like we are back ready for some action.
Quick look at some individual numbers. DJ Green leading all scorers with 14 points. Ashton Davis has 6 boards and 1 assist each for Johnson and Ballstead for SVU. For Greensboro, 11 points for DJ Jackson, which means he is 13 away from 500 for his career. Greensboro would love for him to get hot in the second half. Teams have switched sides and we're ready to go. And McConkey almost lost the handle of it, sends it out to Ballstead. Shot clock down to 5. Green, a straight on 3 from deep, in and out as Howard will soar for the board. Good start for Greensboro defensively. Jackson wants to run to Vincent down low. Vincent in the lane, and that's good.
Just in that first possession from the Pride, it looks like the halftime message from Coach McDuffie was to get out on the break, get fast break points, and we've seen it be successful that possession.
Ballstead up top. Vincent's picked him up. Hands it off to Green. Down low to Mitchell. Mitchell contested high off the glass. That's good, 42-27. Greensboro can continue to force the issue inside. I think you'll find some success. The problem with that, Jay Sean, outside of, maybe E.J. Sutton and Jeremiah Howard, is Howard puts it in, 42-29. But to finish that thought, outside of those two guys, you run into a little bit of a size disadvantage against these Knights.
Right, yeah.
Stepping on the line there was Johnson. It's going to go the other way.
Huge turnover for the Pride. Hopefully get some points off this turnover.
Gray wanting to run. Greensboro wanting to push the issue. Throw behind Jackson. Seen that a couple times tonight, Jay Sean. The thought process is there. The execution, not quite.
Right. But, they pushed the tempo a little bit. Looks like we got an official timeout here.
I think SVU started the sequence without the officials being ready. McConkey to inbound. A little bit of a press there from Greensboro. Nothing too crazy. Johnson will cross the timeline. But yeah, Greensboro's done a good job against the SVU trees off from the defensive side as that one just grazed the bottom of the net, a three from Johnson. The problem has been offensively. It just seems like the Greensboro is struggling to finish through contact.
Right. They came out these first two possessions, physical, Jeremiah Howard, physical bucket, fast break points their first possession, so hopefully they can turn it around in the second half.
Gray driving the lane through contact, and Will Gray, we would talk about somebody trying to take over. Gray might be that guy.
It's exactly what you want to see for the Pride.
McConkey to Ballstedt. Now to Johnson. Johnson driving. He picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Floater, fadeaway floater, no good. Whistle foul. It's going to be Vincent. It's an 11-point game, and the Greensboro faithful not a fan.
Yeah, I thought Vincent was going to get away with that one, but they definitely got him.
For Vincent, that's going to be his second. But, I think the other big thing, too, is they throw that one into McConkey. The other big thing for Greensboro, even if Howard's not necessarily going to be a threat to score 10 points, as he's going to be called for a foul in the block there, but if you can keep him on the floor, at least the threat of the big man downstairs will open things up for a Jackson, for a Will Gray, for those kind of guys.
Right. That's why you need to keep him on the floor, and SVU knows that. What they just did there, they went with a little pick and roll to create the switch, get Jeremiah Howard on a guard, and kick it right back to McConkey down low to get him to the line.
He's now the third Greensboro player with 3 fouls, and so I think on cue we're going to see him check out. Thorns and Bowling coming in. When he comes to the game, I think you're going to expect E.J. Sutton to kind of do the same thing.
Right.
Second free throw. Caught the front of the rim, but then hit the back and fell in. 43-31. Greensboro down 12. Thorns driving right baseline, picks up the dribble, needs help. Bounce pass almost between the legs of Mackay, out to Roberts, now to Gray. Gray to the left hand, now to Jackson. Jackson working his way in. Reverse layup, good and one! DJ Jackson with a flex. Greensboro's cut it to 10. The free throw will make it a 9-point game. This is what we talked about. Greensboro needs to get to the line, especially if it's DJ Jackson doing the free throw shooting.
Yeah, especially if Jackson's shooting. He's almost money. Perfect from the line. Hope I didn't jinx him here, but
there you go. Good job. Hey, I'll tell you a little broadcaster secret. Eventually, you just got to convince yourself that the jinx isn't real, no matter how many times it looks like it is.
Yeah, I've already caught myself jinxing the team a couple times this year.
DJ Green in the left wing. It's a 9-point game. Davis almost lost the handle trying to back down Quan Bowling. It's Ballstedt now driving left-hand side of the lane. Gets past Howard. Nice give there to Ashton Davis. Nice pass, and it's 45-34.
What a down-below look for the Knights right there. Easy bucket.
Thornton's spin move on the baseline just catches the side of the backboard. No good. Running the other way, Johnson. Johnson to Davis, and Davis is blocked. There's a foul. I think it's going to be Jackson.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jackson agrees.
He might not agree, but I definitely do. But he got up there, matched the vertical from number 44, Davis, as he'll go to the line to shoot two.
The thing about DJ Jackson, as the first free throw from Davis is good, listed as a 6'2" guard, he plays 6'6" sometimes.
Definitely. As you said, his only double-double has been with rebounds, not even assists.
Second free throw rattles around and good, 47-34. Gray running far side, crosses the timeline. Now to Thorns deep in the left wing. Greensboro has outscored SVU 9-6. 9-7 rather in the second half. That three is no good. There's a foul on the floor, and it's going to be on DJ Green. Greensboro catching a break there.
Yeah, the Knights just sticking with what they know. Saw a lot of 2-3 zone early in the first half, in the entire first half, and they're sticking with it. The Achilles heel to a 2-3 is being able to shoot the three, and the Pride haven't been able to do that. So defensive game plan has been working well for the Southern Virginia Knights.
Thorns with it deep in the right wing, now driving right baseline underneath the basket, picks up his dribble, needs help, gives it to Roberts. Roberts high off the window, no good. Bowling with the putback. Quan Bowling, his first 2 points of the game. Greensboro makes it 11 points, the deficit.
Love that from Bowling there. Need the physical presences down low. These bigs for the Knights have been huge. So, as we look like we got a foul on the floor on number 2, DJ Jackson.
I tell you what, Ryan Roberts, the look that he gave when the whistle was blown, I think he thought it was on him for a moment. But Jackson will pick up what will be his second foul. And Greensboro already starting to rack them up here. We're not even to our first media timeout. That's 4. Johnson, wide open. The middle of the lane was just completely left bare for him. He lays it in, 49-36. Jackson gives it out to Roberts, kicks it to Gray now. 3 ball, give it to him, Will Gray. Gray's got 10. He's the second for Greensboro in double figures.
Gray 2 of 2 from the beyond the arc early in the second half. If we can get him going beyond the arc, would be hard for this Knights defense in their 2-3.
Bowling almost forcing a turnover there. Davis really trying to muscle his way into the basket, and he'll hook it in. 51-39, Greensboro running. Here comes Gray again. Right-hand side of the lane, he's stripped, but Roberts picks up the loose ball. Now to Jackson. 3 ball, that's just going to catch the front iron, no good. And here comes Luke DeVore, now giving it to Ballstead.
Davis for the Knights kind of reminds me of Nikola Jokic, the way he plays in the paint. Backs it down, good body control as the Knights have the ball down below.
Johnson, contested shot there, and I think Gray's going to be called for the foul. I think. I'm waiting to see a number. They said no. Okay, so the foul's going to be on the floor. I still have not seen a number yet. It's going to be Quan Bowling who will pick up his 4th personal foul, and that takes us to our media timeout. 14:55 to play. Greensboro down 51-39 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Greensboro College Athletics is proud to announce a new sponsorship with Country Barbecue. Country Barbecue has been in business since 1975 and is now a preferred restaurant provider of Greensboro College Athletics. You can check them out today on Facebook at Country Barbecue. That's Country BBQ. Kendrick Fruits, Jayshawn Ayala here. 14:55 to go in this one. Greensboro down 11. And honestly, it feels like they've played better in the second half, but the thing is, I think it's only been marginally better at times, and that's not enough to make up this deficit.
Right. I think their game plan coming out of the half was successful, though, to push the break if possible, get points off the break.
Contested there. Green trying to lay it in right-hand side. They maintain possession. Deep 3 there. Wow, Ballstead. Jude Ballstead from probably 3 steps behind the arc.
Yeah, it just hurts there for the Pride. There was 3 Pride players fighting for the same rebound. None of them came up with it.
Gray kicks this one out to Jackson. Driving left baseline. Bull in a China shop there with DJ Green. But I think Green's going to pick up the foul, which will be his 3rd. Greensboro not going to complain if you get DJ Green out of there for a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he'll come off as you say that.
Green leading the USA South in minutes per game. The only player over 35 minutes in the conference. Gray lobs it up top to Sutton on the inbound. Tries to hand it back to Gray, who runs into Davis. Pass down low to Sutton. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be Southern Virginia ball. Halftime in Meisenheimer. Greensboro College women trailing 38-33 at the break. So good game between Pfeiffer and Greensboro College. Good pass down low here to Davis. Trying to back down the freshman Sutton. Hook shot good. Davis has 15 off of the bench today for the Knights.
Davis is just taking advantage of his matchup there. He thinks that he has a little bit of a height advantage on number 20 for the Pride there, E.J. Sutton. So
Ingram steps back, long range two. That's good. Q Ingram. That's a guy, too. You talk about the fact that he scored 48 points against Oglethorpe. If he starts to hit a couple, maybe that changes things a little bit offensively for the Pride.
He's a great shot creator. Creates a lot of separation. Good defense there.
Johnson hangs on to it, but Ingram, got a hand on it. Johnson driving the lane, picks up the dribble, goes up top now. That's Hunter. Hunter to Davis. Davis trying to back down Sutton. Jackson got a hand on it. Now Hunter, that one's tipped. The three ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by, looks like the Knights.
Great couple possessions for Q Ingram there. Gets himself the mid-range bucket, plays some great defense down below. Gets the Pride the ball back.
And the big thing, too, you can see the ability of guys like E.J. Sutton, like Q Ingram, and you think these guys are freshmen. If they hang around here for the entirety of their collegiate career, they could be special.
Right, we could have a good chorus. Roberts for three, no good. Rebound Pride.
Sutton soars for the offensive board, out to Jackson. Jackson, right-hand layup, good, 56-43. Jackson's got 16. He's 8 points away from 500.
Look at Q Ingram there.
Almost another forced turnover. Now Johnson, nice pass to Mitchell. Mitchell layup, no good. Good job by Sutton to deflect that one. Ingram in the lane, high off the glass. Q Ingram. I tell you what, that starts with Sutton on the other end, altering that shot, but then Ingram a nice finish.
Looked like Will Gray called for an alley-oop there, but Q Ingram said, no, I got it myself. Gets himself the bucket.
Jackson's going to be called for a foul there as he and Ballstedt go nose to nose for a moment. Two guys fighting for the ball. And I think Jackson's going to be called for the foul as well. Which for DJ will be his third personal. And I think, is that going to take us to our bonus timeout? I think it will. So 12:25 to go, which means pretty much as soon as we come back, we'll have our next media timeout, but we'll step aside for the bonus. 56-45, your score on the Greensboro College Sports Network. College athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. 12:25 to go, coming off of the DJ Jackson foul, which is his third. Jay-Sean, you look at the fouls here. Bowling's got 4. Jackson, Gray, and Howard all have 3, and 2 each for Roberts and Vincent.
Yeah, saw foul trouble early in the first half. Seeing it again in the second. Crowd's getting into this one. Let's get a comeback from the Pride.
Coach McDuffie just pointing to his head, say, be smart. Be smart. As Ballstedt to inbound, sends it out to DeVore. Back to Ballstedt. Trying to drive on Jackson. And Will Gray got a hand on it, but the ball still went in, 58-45.
I thought that one was going into the stands.
Whistle there. And I don't think people know why.
Oh, Will Gray needs a sub. He's got to get his finger taped. Shout out to our trainers. They do a great job.
Yep, Aaron Betleon over there taking care of Gray. And a couple substitutions, Ingram and Vincent checking back in. I'm sure we'll see Will Gray again shortly. 10 points for Gray today. Guy had a triple-double in his debut against Heidelberg.
Yeah, that was very entertaining. He's also 2 of 2 from 3 for the Pride, so if he can get back out onto the floor, get in his groove, be huge to cut down this 13-point deficit.
Ingram trying to muscle his way in the right baseline. Fade away. Oh, that missed everything, but it was a good-looking shot there from Ingram. Good form. DeVore going the other way. Gives it to Green, who's checked back in for the Knights. Now to Johnson. Johnson deep in the right wing. Now to Ballstedt, right wing 3. That kicks off back iron, no good. Loose ball that Green will corral in the lane. Kicks it out to Johnson now, trying to spin down Thorns. Out to DeVore. And back to Johnson, left corner. Sutton got a hand on that one. Johnson picked up the loose ball to DeVore, rolling around and in, 60-45. Knights are already back in the bonus. Jalen Thorns picks up his dribble after a partial drive, now gives it out to Ingram. They've got some shooters on the floor right now. There's one of them, Vincent, 3-ball, give it to him. Dwight Vincent, we know that he can hit from downtown. That was his first made 3 of the game. Ballstedt just inside the 3-point arc now to Green, slings it into the lane. Davis, good and 1. And he has a chance to get those points right back for the Knights.
Yeah, I didn't even see Q Ingram's arms go above his head. I don't know about that call there, but a good free throw shooter in Davis here will possibly extend the Knights' lead.
That'll be the first personal for Ingram. That was Davis about to shoot his free throws. Shouldn't that be our next media timeout there? We stopped. There's the first stoppage under 12, plus that bonus timeout, but I guess we're going to keep going.
Let's do it.
Free throw good, so that negates the 3 from Vincent a moment ago. 3-point play for Davis. He's got 18 and 7 boards to go with it.
Looks like Will Gray's got himself back in this game.
And he wanted that pass from Vincent a little bit quicker. Goes out of bounds. Last touched by who? The Knights. Gray, floater up to Roberts in the left wing. Bounce pass down to Thorns. Thorns trying to back down Hunter. Thorns contested shot blocked by the Knights, and they're running the other way. Ballstedt, bounce pass Davis, lost the handle of it. Thorns saves it from going out of bounds. Now to Gray.
Great transition defense on the Pride.
Gray kicks it out to Roberts. There is a blocking foul. And that's going to be on Ballstedt. You know, they had Vincent open for 3 down in the corner. Gray elected not to throw it the long-range pass. First personal foul on Ballstedt, by the way. Men's soccer player Drost going out there to help clean things up. That's the other cool thing about being a D3. You got other sports helping out. Softball helps out with volleyball games. Baseball helps out with football. Men's soccer helping out here for men's basketball.
Always a family effort.
Sure is. Howard trying to back down Davis. Howard now kicks it out to Roberts. Fakes the 3. Roberts back to Howard. There's a foul. Foul's going to be on DeVore, which will be his second.
I know Roberts is 0 of 3 from beyond the arc today, but I would love to see him start shooting more. He's a great 3-point shooter. He gets a lot of open looks, but he's often a pass-first type forward, which kind of takes the shine away from him a little bit more, but he's a great 3-point shooter.
And you know, the interesting thing about it is right now some things getting cleaned up from an officiating standpoint. Quick pass, Roberts puts it in. Off the inbound, 63-50. There's a whistle there, and a foul going to be called on Gray. Gray's going to pick up his 4th, and we may not see him for a chunk now with still 10 minutes to go. But finishing that thought, Roberts a transfer from Mount Olive, and he was more of a shooter there at Mount Olive, but once he came here, his role kind of changed a little bit, so we don't see it. But back at his previous school, he was a guy that would score 13, 15, 16 points a night.
Exactly. So I'd love to get him included beyond the arc.
DJ Green on the free throw, it's good. 64-50. Greensboro has outscored the Knights 25-24 in the half, but they're going to need to go on some sort of a run here if they're going to make a real dent in the deficit. Second free throw good, so Green 2 of 2 there, and it's a 15-point game. Gray gives it out to Vincent. Vincent to Howard. Howard driving left baseline, trying to back down Davis. Right underneath the basket. Goes up, contested shot, no good. Hit off the bottom of the rim, but Howard will go to the stripe, and Davis will pick up his first foul. .9:43 to go. Howard hits the first free throw, second coming now. And it's good. So Jeremiah, big man can hit free throws. Howard 2 of 2. Now Greensboro trying to press, 65-52. Oh, almost a travel there from Connolly. Gets away with it, now gives it to Green. Green sliding by Vincent, now tries to get around Gray. Howard, I think he's going to get called for the foul. That was good-looking defense, I thought, for Jeremiah Howard. Coach McDuffie not happy. That's going to be Howard's fourth, so Greensboro is going to have 3 players with 4 fouls. I don't know. I thought Howard swiped at the ball there.
Yeah, that looked like a clean steal from me.
So free throws coming here for Davis. He has been money tonight for the Knights. That's 19.7 of them from the stripe. Davis to become the first player to 20. 4 Knights already in double figures. Davis has 20. 67-52.
Yeah, big like Davis, that is great from the free throw line. Is just such a threat to a good defense.
Vincent down low to Howard. Howard tries to spin on Davis. Quick pass to Thorns. Thorns has it knocked away. Here comes Green. Green crossing up Gray. There's a foul.
Trying to figure out what the foul is.
Yeah. Almost like they pointed at the bench.
Yeah.
I think it may be a technical.
Yeah. The ref on this side of the court pointed to the bench or in Coach McDuffie's area. I'm not sure. It will be a technical.
So, yeah, Green to shoot the free throws here. So I don't know if it was a player on the bench, if it was a coach on the bench. So Green, 1 free throw already in. Second one dies on the rim. 68-50. I'm sorry, Jay Sean.
No, you're good. I was just going to say they should get possession here too, so that definitely does hurt the comeback story a little bit.
You can kind of sense the frustration for Greensboro a little bit. The whistle hasn't gone their way. The shots haven't been falling. Here comes Will Gray, though, and Gray lays it in, 68-54.
Good fast break from Will Gray there. Got really high up. No chance for the defender to make any type of play on that one.
Gray's got 12. Johnson out to Connolly, hands it off to Green. Green's got 17. Trying to join Davis in the 20-point club tonight. Davis backing down Howard. Contested shot rolls in. Now SVU really starting to pour it on. They're up 70-54, shooting almost 60% in the second half. Gray to Roberts, needs help. Roberts trying to work on Connolly, gives it to Howard, back to Roberts for 3. Side iron, no good. Loose ball and a whistle and a foul.
One thing SVU does great defensively, no one goes through that baseline. Those bottom 3 in the 2-3 zone, they're strong. Anyone that tries to go baseline is immediately checked. And when you can do that, a 2-3 defense becomes so much harder because the 2 Achilles heels, the baseline, and the three-pointer. So, good defense there from SVU.
Hunter commits the foul. Vincent to the line where he misses. And the Knights go the other way up 16. 8 minutes to go, so the next whistle will be our media timeout. Down low to Davis. The loud noise you heard was Jalen Thorne smacking the backboard. The layup, though, was good. Davis has 22. Greensboro in jeopardy of going down by 20. 2 players on the floor for the Pride with 4 fouls right now. Looking for a cutting Gray. Lost the handle of it, regains it, but has to back out of the lane. Now kicks this one out to Vincent. He'll drive. Pulls up from the free throw line. Good. 72-56. Vincent has 7 points. DeVore with it, trying to work on Roberts. Thought about handing it off to Green, kept it himself. Now to Davis. Davis backing Roberts down as he works his way inside the perimeter. Hunter back to Johnson. Johnson spins, gets a little separation on Roberts. Turnaround, no good. Whistle, foul. And it's going to be Davis picking up his second. And that'll take us to the media timeout. 7:02 to play. Greensboro down 16, 72-56 is your score on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
Greensboro College. To Greensboro College. To Greensboro College. To Greensboro College.
Back at Haynes Gym, 7:02 to go. Greensboro trailing 72-56. Jay Sean, how about this from Eisenheimer? Women down 1 right now to fight for 40-39 in the third quarter.
Wow.
10 points for Tatum Bradford, 6 each for Stewart and Redmond. And, I mean, it's the usual Aaron Fernandez special where there's 400 different scorers right now, and but it's working.
Yeah, 5 for 8 and 4. Pretty good team over there. You know, if the Pride can pick this one up, this would be huge going into the stretch of games they have coming up.
Would be their 3rd win in a row. Would be their second second conference win in a row. They defeated Meredith back at home on Saturday. Jeremiah Howard to the line here. He's 2 of 2 from the stripe. Free throw good. 71% from the free throw line this year. Second free throw good. Howard's got 6. Jeremiah's career high is 13. That was earlier this year against Johnson and Wales. Ooh, spin move there from Johnson to Davis. They had a Greensboro player doing a split in the lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a beautiful play. Good move, good dime to Davis below. That's textbook.
Howard looking for Ingram. Ingram's got to run down and save it. He does. Ingram now in the lane, puts it in. Good. Q Ingram, 74-60. Knights wanted a backcourt violation. They didn't get it. And Q Ingram capitalizes.
Ingram's got 8 on the game. He's great shot creator, as I've said before, as SVU will have an open layup, but it's missed.
Missed layup there from Hunter. Greensboro running the other way. Here comes Jackson. Jackson in the lane. Tough shot. No good. There's a foul. And Jackson will go to the line, where he is 5 of 5 tonight. Foul going to be called on Connolly. That'll be his first.
So DJ Jackson to get these to fall. Again, I don't want to jinx, but you can almost count on these 2 points.
You said in the pregame show this was going to be a physical matchup. 10 fouls per side here in the second half.
Right. It's all about who can get the free throws to fall, and of course I jinxed him. Of course. Of course.
Jackson misses the first. He is 5 out of 6 now. This to make it a 13-point game if he can drain the second. He does.
There we go.
Well, that's one thing. If he misses the first, he won't miss the second.
Yeah, for sure.
6 minutes to go. Greensboro still down double figures. They cut it to 9 earlier in the second half, but for the most part, it has been around a 10 to 15-point game most of the evening. There's a turnover in the lane. Gray feeds it up ahead to Ingram. Ingram's got Jackson if he wants him. No, cutting himself. Q Ingram says, hey, I got this.
Q Ingram, such a threat on the break. Looked to be 1-on-2 there. Just a great step through. Gets the bucket.
Q's got 10 points in 9 minutes. There's an easy lay-in, though, for McConkey the other way.
That's the thing we said. SVU's great at getting the defense to switch. Very hard offense to play against in man coverage.
Ingram trying to work around a screen from Howard. Instead goes the other way in the lane. Underhand scoop. No. Loose ball goes to McConkey. Gives it to Ballstedt. Now up ahead to Green. SVU doesn't look interested in slowing things down too much yet. Johnson driving middle of the lane. Now left-hand side. Too strong on the layup. Howard had it. Lost it. Goes out of bounds off of Howard. Stays with the Knights, 4:51 to play.
Yeah, as you said, SVU not really too concerned about their tempo or what time's left on the clock. They like their matchups. They're going down trying to get buckets.
76-63. Howard forcing a turnover there. Yep, Jeremiah Howard on the run. You know this is going to be a slam. No, he's not. I thought Howard was going to rock the rim. Lays it in, 76-65.
Howard normally accustomed to dunking on top of defenders, but he's by himself and he decides to lay it up.
Even I can look stupid sometimes. There's a foul. Either Gray or Howard is fouling out here as they sandwiched Ballstedt. The question is, which one is it going to be?
Definitely heard that foul.
It's going to be Howard. So Howard will foul out, 8 points, 3 rebounds today. It was going to be one of the two. Honestly, impressive that Greensboro, with 3 guys sitting on 4 fouls, made it this deep into the game before losing one of them.
With them on the floor, too. Will Gray's been in foul trouble since the first half. He had 3 in the first half. So,
and to me, that shows a little bit of mental maturation from these guys. Earlier in the year, I think they're kind of bull in a china shop, picking up a lot of early fouls. But Howard figured out a way to play through them and ended up giving Greensboro 23 really good minutes tonight.
Right.
Free throw coming for Ballstedt, and it rattles home. Doesn't matter what side of the court the Knights are shooting at today. They're hitting from everywhere, 50% from the floor and over 80% from the line.
Like we said, a great team from the floor. Hard to play against. They do turn the ball over a lot. It's all about how you capitalize.
Points off turnovers today, 15-14 in favor of the Knights. They lead by 13. Jalen Thorne's with it. Trying to split through a couple defenders. There's going to be a foul either on Connolly or Ballstedt. It'll be Ballstedt picking up his 3rd.
Kind of knew this game was going to be physical from the first couple minutes
Yeah.
there. A lot of fouls, but great big play from both teams. Saw some great flashes from Howard before he unfortunately fouled out, but good physical game from both sides.
Free throw good from Thorns. That'll be his 6th point today. Greensboro 90% from the line. You want to talk about one thing that Greensboro did well today. They are now 16 of 18 from the stripe.
Yeah, an aggressive game, as I just said. When you get to the stripe, you got to hit them, and the Pride is definitely taking advantage of those opportunities.
Second from Thorns is good. 78-67.
Pride picking up in some full court pressure. Got a whistle on the floor.
Fixing the shot clock here, I think. You kind of saw the reaction from the Greensboro bench when there was a whistle. They said, what did we do now?
Just an 11-point game. This is not out of reach yet.
You got to start stacking some stops defensively, though. Here's a 3 ball from Green. That's off the back iron, no good. Jackson soars for the rebound. his fourth today. Now Will Gray, bounce pass to Thorns that loses it off of his foot. And possession will go to SVU.
Pride defense got lucky there. Looks like
Media timeout, the under 4 timeout here. 3:50 to go, 78-67. And we'll bring you the rest of the action from here on out when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. .350 to go. Greensboro down 11. It'll be Southern Virginia ball. And I think you're going to see the press here on out, Jay Sean.
no doubt you got to force some turnovers to a team that is prone to the turnover.
Connolly looking. He'll find Davis. Davis up ahead to Johnson. They break the press. They cross the timeline. And the Knights will set up shop. Johnson out to Ballstedt. Ballstedt to Johnson again. Now driving left-hand side. Pulls out of that drive, gives it to Connolly. Now kind of bleeding a little time off the clock. Pass over to the far side. Ballstedt, long three. Hard off the back iron, no good. Ballstedt, though, going for the loose ball, picks up the miss. And another possession. There's a wide open three, Johnson. That's no good. Loose ball, Gray to Jackson, now to Thorns. Thorns sprinting into the front court. In the lane, loses his footing. He'll be fouled. There was a wide open Roberts in the corner, but I didn't see who the foul was called on.
I think number 15 for SVU. Not sure.
It'll be
Number
DJ
10.
Green picking up his fourth. I didn't think he was in on that play.
Yeah, I didn't even think he was in the mix there.
Thorns will go to the line, though, where he is 3 of 3. 7 points on the game. This to make it a 10-point game, and he does. Greensboro is now 18 of 20 from the free throw line. This to get back inside of double digits. Thorns' free throw is good.
Huge 2 free throws there from Thorns. Makes this a single-digit game. 9 points. Not out of reach yet. Got to force a turnover. Stack. Drives.
Well, here's where things make it interesting, too, Jay Sean. If Greensboro does have to play the foul game, you've got a lot of your best shooters in foul trouble right now. There's a turnover. Will Gray up ahead to Vincent. Vincent driving baseline. A little bit too out of control. Lost the handle, and Will Gray will have it taken away.
Yeah, one of the turnovers you needed there. Just need to capitalize next time.
Green with it, trying to work around Gray. Up top to Davis. To Connolly. Connolly's picked up his dribble, finds Johnson. Johnson inside the left-hand side, now right-hand side of the lane. Layup, no good. Rebound tipped, fought for Gray, tries to save it. And it's going to stay with the Knights. 2:28 to go.
Johnson, a real crafty finisher, just hasn't been able to get them to fall in the second half. We saw him in the first half be able to shoot, be able to get to the rim. A little bit colder second half. Visible frustration there from him.
Davis with it. Bounce pass to Ballstedt. Back to Davis, trying to cross up Roberts. There's a turnover. Jackson now in the front court. DJ Jackson, right-hand layup good. 78-71. 2:15 to go.
What DJ Jackson just did there was huge. When number 44 for the Knights gets down below, you got to pluck it out.
A foul called on the far sideline. Greensboro wanted the jump ball. Vincent's going to be called for the foul. That'll be his third. And Green will go to the line.
They would have got the jump there. The possession arrow favors Greensboro. Would have been a huge turnover.
Free throw coming from Green. He's not missed today. He's missed once. Did not miss there. 80-71. DJ Green, 18 points. Only trailing Ashton Davis's 26. Second free throw, good. 80-71. So it's a 9-point game. 2 minutes to go. Greensboro's going to have to hit something from downtown, you'd think. Vincent's going to be called, Davis rather, going to be called for a foul. That's going to be his third. And Dwight Vincent will go to the line. I think this is the other big thing, too. We talked about your free points, but also let's throw another wrinkle into that, Jay Sean. It's free points when the clock's not going.
Exactly. Free throw is such a key part of coming back in a game, such a key part of basketball in general. When you have a good free throw shooting team, it makes it a lot easier to win games, stay close in games.
Coach McDuffie giving some instructions to all of those not shooting free throws. Free throw is good from Vincent. 8-point game, 1:54 to go. Second free throw coming. Greensboro 21 of 23 as that second free throw is good. It's a 7-point game. Heavy press here for the Pride. Gray got a hand on that pass but could not complete the turnover. Now they do cross the timeline, do the Knights. Davis hands it off to Green, 1:40 to play. Gray tried to cause a foul. He will. Will Gray fouls out. That's a big loss for the final minute 38. One of your better shooters.
One of your better shooters, one of your better scorers, one of those guys you can just give the ball, go get a bucket, and he'll do it. Losing him, I don't think he knows that that's his fifth yet, but I'm in sixth.
Free throw good. Well, yeah, my stats say it's his fifth.
Yeah, I thought so.
It says fourth on the board.
Yeah, definitely his fifth.
And a timeout taken here by SVU. I wonder if that may get cleaned up here. Full timeout taken. We'll keep it here, Jay Sean. And Greensboro down 9 with, what does that equal, 98 seconds left. You've got to score quickly, and probably you've got to hit from downtown at least once in this sequence.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen much of Griffin Powell today. I would love to see him out on the floor, maybe get a three, get a series of threes, a series of stops. Would push this to be a closer game. Not completely out of reach yet, 9 points, 98 seconds, but, definitely a lot of work we can do here. But the message to the Pride should be clean defense. That man press hasn't been too effective. Maybe switch it into a zone press. Still floor pressure, but, definitely stay away from fouling, stay away from giving away free points.
So the stats
corrected.
So Will Gray now has 4 fouls.
3 Pride players with 4 fouls there. DJ Jackson's got 4. Bowling's got 4.
I wonder if they gave that one to somebody else then.
Yeah, they probably switched it up there.
So minute 38 to play. Greensboro down 9. And it's Gray, Jackson, Vincent. So 3 shooters coming out. Roberts and Ingram. Not a big lineup for Greensboro, but definitely one that can create some shots.
Right, I'll be interested in who guards the 2 bigs there for the Knights. Bit of a small ball lineup for the Pride.
Well, Roberts is going to be one of them, but right now for Greensboro, they got to find a way to get on the board again. Passing around the perimeter. Jackson thought about a contested three. Out to Roberts. Now to Vincent. Vincent, 3-ball. Give it to him. Dwight Vincent makes it a 6-point game.
Vincent's got the right idea. You don't have a lot of time. You need points. Vincent gets the 3 to go there.
The press there. McConkey up into the front court. Picks up his dribble. There's a foul. And it's going to be either Gray or Jackson. So one of them will foul out. It's going to be Gray. That was a quick whistle there. Coach McDuffie is not having the official's explanation.
When you say this is going to be an aggressive game, you hope that the officials are going to be just a little bit lenient. They definitely have not. They are giving out fouls like it's candy.
And they've not shared with us. How dare they?
No. I would love a box of nerds, but
I'm more of a. I like Whoppers. I know it's kind of a deep cut there, but
okay.
I have memories of going to the movie theater with my grandma and just going to town on a box of those, man.
Whoppers.
Free throw good by McConkey. 83-76, 68 ticks left on the clock. McConkey's second free throw rattled around but falls in, so it's an 8-point game. Well, the Pride pretty much have to be perfect offensively and defensively from here on out. And they have to do it quickly, too.
Right.
Thorns up into the front court. Bounce pass to Ingram. Ingram's got a wide open Roberts instead. Q trying to make it happen himself. Shot's no good. Almost forcing a turnover there. Loose ball. And there's going to be a foul on Ingram. Trying to make up for his mistake and a little too aggressive there.
Starting to get to the point where you have no choice but to foul. Had the open look. Didn't get it to him.
I love what I just saw right there. Vincent walked over to Ingram and settled him down. Said, hey, this is what we need to do. Take a breath. You're okay. That is some veteran leadership there for Vincent.
Mind you, Vincent's a freshman. So to see that, if I'm a coach, love to have freshman leadership.
That. Absolutely. What else you love is a big who can hit free throws. Davis is 8 of 9 today. Make it 9 of 10. And it's a 9-point game.
Davis has shown himself to be if not the most complete players on this floor at all time. He can score from all levels. Great down low. Great from free throw. Good
second one. Here. Wow, a rare miss for Ashton Davis.
Feels like every time I start to talk good about someone.
Thorns to Jackson. Greensboro needs points quickly. Jackson drives. Hard layup, no good. There is a foul. I think Jackson will be going to the line here. Foul's going to be on Green. That'll be his 5th. So DJ Green is fouled out with 21 points and 5 boards. That's one guy the Pride are glad to be out of the game, but with 42 seconds left, could be too little too late.
Right, normally one of their better shooters, just 2 of 7 today, but still an impact.
Free throw from Jackson is good. He is now 4 points away from 500.
Looks like that might come in the next game, sadly.
Which will be home, by the way. 2 o'clock tip-off on Saturday. Jackson's second free throw, no good. Pregame show will be at 1:40 on Saturday, and there's a quick tip to Jackson up ahead to Thorns. Thorns contested and good. Jalen Thorns through contact. It's a 6-point game. And a foul committed there by Thorns will send Hunter to the line.
I mean, no choice but to foul there, down 2 possessions. Still a 2-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. So, strategic fouling coming up here for the Pride.
Well, Jay-Sean, obviously we got to get through the final 31 seconds here, but speaking of Saturday's game, you'll have the pregame interview with Coach McDuffie, and I don't think you guys will have any shortage of topics after this game.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot to talk about with him. Excited for that coming up. Should be a good game on this weekend.
Free throw good from Hunter. Another crazy thing, how about this? Greensboro had 25 points at the break. They've scored 54 in the second half.
Yeah, you just have to think that with a better first half, this is a much closer game, possibly even a Greensboro lead. Great improvements from the Pride in the second half. You like to see that.
Both free throws good from Hunter. Greensboro pretty much out of time now. Vincent 3-ball. Give it to him. Dwight Vincent rattles that home. It's a 5-point game, 23 seconds left. And there is a foul. Or no, a timeout called.
Yeah, I mean, Vincent showing great energy. Kind of have to love what you've seen from him down the stretch. 2 big threes. Honestly, should have gotten the 4-point play there. But 5 seconds, this game is not out of reach. 2 missed free throws and a bucket from the Pride, and this is a game.
22 ticks left. It is a 5-point game. How about Vincent? 15 points now. DJ Jackson has 20. Both teams have 4 players in double figures.
Vincent 3 of 4 from beyond the arc today. He's been a huge piece for the Pride.
Kind of come to expect that now.
Right, as the Pride looks to get the crowd into it. Home stretch here from Haynes Gym, 5-point game.
Vincent's career high 28. Not going to get there today, but still an opportunity to knock down another bucket or 2. Things fall Greensboro's way. Connolly to inbound. He finds Johnson. Johnson bounce pass up ahead to Hunter. And a foul finally committed by Chudgar Benitez, but a lot of time off of the clock there.
Kind of wanted to get that foul off within 5 seconds.
Yep.
Maybe even a little bit less if possible, but looking for 2 misses here. You're on the Pride.
Hunter is 2 of 2 today. From the stripe, make that 3 of 3.
Still a 2-possession game. Doesn't change much. This miss right here would be bigger than any of this game.
Doesn't get the, don't get your wish that time as a free throw made. It is a 7-point game. Greensboro's got to work quickly, and they're not. Ingram now driving, lays it in, but took 7 seconds off the clock, and now a timeout called.
5-point game, 10 seconds left. It's got to be a foul within 2 seconds and 2 missed free throws.
Update on the women's game. They trail by 15, 64-49 the score. The culprit was a tough third quarter for Greensboro College, and in fact started the fourth quarter as well. They've been outscored 8-2 in the fourth quarter. Still looking for a bucket. Tatum Bradford, though, 15 points, which is leading Greensboro second among all scorers.
As we were talking about earlier in the broadcast, Tatum Bradford, man, she's great. Another 3-level scorer, great 3-point shooter, great leader, great ball handler. You know, she'll be key for the Pride going down the stretch of conference play.
And, you know, their roster build is kind of similar to the guys in the sense of some of their playmakers that they're relying on this year are freshmen.
Right.
And McDuffie's going to take a timeout here. But, yeah, so, you know, it's kind of a similar situation where you think of Kinsley Stewart, you think of Tatum Bradford, and if they stay, you know, through the duration of their careers, who knows what kind of numbers they'll put up by the time it's over.
Right. It gets deeper than that. Even Carrie Carr, Caroline Kelly, we haven't seen much of this year. You know, when they get her back and this group grows and matures as players, we could see a big-time core in the future of Greensboro College women's basketball.
And, you know, it's crazy. I was talking with the director of sports information earlier today, Stephen Weidenhouse, and, you know, 3 years ago, this is a team that went 18-0 in conference play and won the championship, and then things kind of just fell off the table, and then they turned to Coach Fernandez and said, hey, can you put this back together? Last year, kind of a wash. You come in with, 2 weeks before the season starts.
Right.
Not much you can do, but now he's really starting to implement his style. Greensboro needs to commit a foul, and it took a while to do so. Chudgar Benitez is going to pick up the foul, but what did that burn? About almost 4 seconds off the clock there.
Yeah, for any of our basketball players at home, if you're trying to intentionally foul late in the game, just grab them. Don't even try playing defense. Just go out, grab their arm, wrap up like a football tackle, and send them to the line. If not, you waste an extra 3-4 seconds on the clock, which could be key.
Johnson is 4 of 4 today from the free throw line, makes his first. Makes it a 6-point game with basically 8 seconds left.
Just a tad out of reach now.
Second free throw is left short. Thorns having to run. You've got to put something up. Thorns driving the lane, kicks it out to Vincent. There's a 3. That's good, but just 0.8 seconds left on the clock. Just a little too long for things to materialize, but Greensboro gives it the old college try before falling to Southern Virginia 90-87. the second consecutive game in which the Pride have lost to the Knights by 3. Bit of a wild finish. We'll wrap it up when we come back. Halftime or post-game show rather. When we come back, Pride lose 90-87 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Final score here, Southern Virginia defeating Greensboro College 90-87. Jay Sean, we were just talking about it in the break. That game ended. We went, wow, that was only separated by 3 points. Most of this game, Greensboro was having to claw their way back from a double-figure deficit. And, again, 62 points in the second half. And you just look at the first half and say, what if?
Yeah, tale of two halves here. Pride came out second half firing, pushing the tempo. Played a great second half. Offensively, great second half. That first half was a little bit lackluster. Couldn't really get the shots to fall. We're shooting around 20% from the field in the first half. Completely changed it around in the second. So, we saw Vincent start to light up. We saw Will Gray had some 2 3-pointers there in the second half. So, a closer first half probably would have had this game going the Pride's way.
The interesting thing, too, looking at this, Greensboro shot 66% from the floor in the second half, which is ridiculous, 22 of 33. And really, you break it down a little bit more. And the big thing that I think about when I think about the way that second half happened, it was a lot of close-range stuff. In the first half, they were taking these short shots, so short jumpers and layups, and they weren't getting them to fall. They stuck with it, and they started to get the results in the second half. And I think that could be a key for this team going forward, is to continue to attack the basket. Sometimes in the recent games, they've been a little bit hesitant to do so. I think you've reaped the benefits of it tonight.
Right. When you attack the basket, you get to the line. The Pride shot 22 of 25 from the line, 3 points. When you can get the 3 points, you got to take them.
Jay Sean, one of the things we talked about in the pregame show today that may be a cause for concern, especially against this SVU team, is the defense, is the way that SVU shoots the ball. A little bit under their season percent of 49%. They shot 46% today. What did you see from Greensboro defensively?
Yeah, I know. We saw a little bit of lack of physicality on the boards. They were out-rebounded 35-26. Not the biggest margin, but again, something you would want to work on. But, defensively against a team that turns the ball over a lot, you force 16 turnovers, successful in that department. So, defense, much improved second half. So, first half was a little bit better than the second, but, kept them in the game.
And they shut down Southern Virginia from beyond the arc, though, in the second half. The Knights just 1 of 8 from three-point range in the second half. So, in some ways, I think Greensboro did tick off that box.
Right.
Well, we'll step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on around the conference, what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics, and then we'll wrap things up with final thoughts and stats and send you on your way. Greensboro falling to SVU tonight, 90-87. More on the postgame show next on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard. We told you earlier was a whole lot of nothing. Now we got a whole lot of little bit of something. William Peace and Methodist underway from Fayetteville. Also Pfeiffer on the road at Brevard. That game just started, so no score to report in that one. 3:51 to go there at the under 4 media timeout in the first half. Methodist leading William Peace 24-21 the score in that one. Early 6 points for Dontavius Petaway of the Monarchs. Again, they lead at 24-21 at the break, and that'll set everything up for Saturday. William Peace at Brevard at 2, Methodist and Mary Baldwin at 2. Greensboro takes on Pfeiffer at 2, North Carolina Wesleyan against SVU at 4 o'clock in Buena Vista. Women's side of thing, women's basketball trailing Pfeiffer 70-52, 3:40 to go. Carrie Carr just fouled out. Kinsley Stewart 10 points, Tatum Bradford 15, but right now Pfeiffer just getting it done. Too strong shooting. They're not shooting threes, just 2 of 13, but shooting 40% from the floor, while Greensboro continues to struggle in the field goal department. What's coming up for Greensboro College athletics? Coming up tomorrow, men's wrestling against Averett University at 7 o'clock. Jay Sean will be on the call for that, so we hope you can join us on the Greensboro College Sports Network tomorrow night. Then on Saturday, men's and women's swimming on the road at Randolph in Lynchburg, Virginia at noon. Women's basketball at Methodist, that's at 2 o'clock, and we'll be on the air for men's basketball against Pfeiffer at 2 o'clock here on the Greensboro College Sports Network pregame show there beginning at 1:40. We'll step aside one last time. When we come back, we'll take a look at final thoughts and stats and call it a night here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. All right, wrapping things up here on the postgame show. Greensboro College falling to Southern Virginia 90-87. Jay Sean, appreciate all your hard work today, man, as always, and we'll let you go here with your final thoughts.
I appreciate that, Kendrick. And, yeah, so a three-point game kind of felt like it was a little bit more than 3 points, but we saw some bright spots from the Pride. Dwight Vincent, the freshman from Durham, North Carolina, 4 or 5 from 3, came in great times, 3 of them in the home stretch of that second half. They're huge. Hopefully we can see, the youth emerge for the Pride. Especially there with Vincent. We saw DJ Jackson give us 20, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Kind of your consistent points from DJ. And yeah, I thought that it was a good game offensively in the second half. Lacked offensively in the first half, but we saw tempo change, we saw halftime adjustments, and we saw a different team in the second half.
Absolutely, and maybe just while you hate to lose a game, especially by 3 points against SVU in a game you think maybe we could have had that one, you can springboard into this weekend's game against Pfeiffer and hopefully continue to build off of what you had here in the second half. Jay Sean, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you, and we'll see you tomorrow night for wrestling.
Thank you, guys. See you guys tomorrow.
All right, let's take a look at some of the post-game numbers. We'll start with Southern Virginia. They shot 46% from the floor today, including 23% from 3, 34 of 41 from the charity stripe, and I think that'll be something we'll talk about with Coach McDuffie is how many free throws we allowed and just having some issues with foul trouble today. We'll hear part of that in the pregame coverage on Saturday. 82% from the stripe for SVU. Leading shooter today, DJ Green. Check that. It was Ashton Davis with 27 points, 9 of 10 from the floor, 9 of 11 from the stripe. DJ Green, 21 points today on 6 of 16 shooting, 7 of 8 from the line. Ballstead had 13 points. Johnson had 11, 8 points for McConkey, 4 each for Mitchell and Hunter, and 2 for DeVore. Leading rebounder today was 7 for Davis, 6 for Johnson, 5 for Green, 4 for McConkey, 3 for Mitchell, 3 for DeVore, 2 for Ballstead, 1 each for Hunter and Connolly. Leading assister was Johnson with 4. Ballstead had 3, 1 each for Green and Davis. Leader in steals, Davis, Green, and Johnson all with 2, 1 for Ballstead and 1 block for DeVore. And looking at the comparison numbers, rebounds go to The Knights 35-26, including a 13-8 advantage on the offensive side of things. Greensboro a narrow advantage on assists 10-9, turnovers 16-13. Greensboro forced 16, but in terms of points off turnovers, Greensboro a narrow advantage 18-15. That was a number they would have liked to have seen a little bit higher today. Bench points 33-17 to the Knights, blocks 4-1 to the Pride. Fast break points 19-15 to the Knights, steals 10-7 to Greensboro. Points off turnovers we just mentioned. The 3-point advantage for the Pride. Points in the paint, 36-26. Greensboro really started to pull away from that aspect later in the contest. Greensboro shot 48% from the floor today, including 66% in the second half. They were 7 of 16 from 3, that's 43%, and 22 of 25 from the line, that's 88% from the charity stripe. Individually, leading scorer DJ Jackson, 20 points. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer for DJ to join the 500-point club. He'll be 4 points away coming into Saturday's game against Pfeiffer. Vincent with 18 points, 12 each for Gray and Ingram, 11 points for Thorns, 8 for Howard, and 2 from Roberts, Bowling, and Sutton. Rebound leader was Gray with 7, 4 for Jackson, 3 each for Howard and Roberts, 2 for Thorns and Bowling, 1 for Vincent, 1 for Sutton. Leader in assists was Will Gray with 3, Roberts with 2, Thorns with 2, 1 each for Jackson, Chudgar, Benitez, and Ingram. Leader in blocks, 4-way tie between Howard, Jackson, Thorns, and Sutton. It all adds up to a 90-87 win for Southern Virginia, as the Knights will improve to 8-7, 4-1 in conference play. Greensboro falls to 5-9 and 1-2 in the USA South. Again, we'll talk to you tomorrow for men's wrestling at 7 o'clock with Jay Sean Ayala on the call. And we'll be back for men's basketball Saturday, 2 o'clock with the 140 pregame show as they look to get back to 500 in conference play against Pfeiffer. That'll wrap everything up here for us this evening. A big thank you, as always, to our Director of Sports Information, Stephen Whitenhouse. He's right next to me. Please don't get a big head, even though I say this at the end of every game. A big thank you to all of our game day staff, as usual. And today, Jake Weinshank for hopping on the broadcast for a little bit. Men's soccer coach, enjoyed having him in the early going today, as well as our producer, Jay Sean Ayala, color commentator extraordinaire, and tomorrow's play-by-play for men's wrestling. That'll wrap it all up here from Haynes Gym for us tonight. Final score one last time. Greensboro College falls to Southern Virginia 90-87. Your final score. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a green and white good night. This has been a presentation of Greensboro College men's basketball on the Greensboro College Sports Network.